Okay. Okay. So I'll make a bunch of these out. We can put them in confection.
No. She said no.
Okay. I'll do this Monday. I'll do this Monday. Make a bunch of copies Monday and get them in the concession stand somehow, somewhere. That'd be great. Well, that's my last day on Friday. Jeffrey?
Wait, let's just see Levi.
Levi's number 10, playing shortstop. Number 10.
No, you can't go.
I'll take care of this. Great. So at least I've done something.
There's the coach.
Oh, yeah.
I brought you a race car. I never thought about it. I've got shoes like this. Race got
What's the weather like, Mom?
Raining.
Okay.
Maybe call us if the mom says it's okay, all right?
Right there, Jerry.
Bye. No, you go. Bye. That's far as I can go. Oh, darn.
Oh, man.
He got out.
That's alright. The little girl's helping him up. Now piss on him. First base, all right. Huh? No, I'm gonna play first base.
Put him on third.
We're gonna go over to third base. What do you think about T-ball, Tom?
I don't know what to think about it.
Hit the ball better if you throw it out.
Brakes and I'm out of luck. Better win $10,000 for my casket. Never mind, we might go over here and wait for you.
Daddy!
Whenever you're ready. Back foot. Not yet! No.
Stop knowing.
I wasn't high enough. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa! Hello, on one knee! But you feel real stupid. I had a plan that way. Ah, dang it. Do the spin technique. Well, that's a pretty good shot on film. Look at the...
Look at the days of thunder.
Now do it, Danny. With a twist.
Huh?
Hope this turns out good. I get him. The tree's gonna get him. Brush him off. Look at the bubble in my pants.
Who's calling you bubble butt?
Uncle bubble. That's it over here. Who's that? She saw me go like that. Go, dude.
Hey, Urkel.
I'm doing something. That's what I was gonna do when I dove.
Yay! Yay! Now watch this. Now we got his rock, and when we started the water, go.
Yeah. You might say,
Levi, get over here.
oh. Oh, there's the first horsefly of the season. Do what? It's the first horsefly of the season.
Levi, get your pants over here. Got broken, buddy.
Oh! Speak up, Ryan. No, I missed it.
Gotta see your back.
No, I Get down, tape. Back on my feet.
Cheese.
Cheese. Cheese and
Oh.
macaroni. Cheese and macaroni.
Oh. Oh.
Cheese and macaroni.
Who cares?
Cheese and macaroni.
Oh, just fell down.
Swim in our lake if you want.
That'll call timeout often enough. No doubt. Like timeout for a cover.
Mom, you could.
Hiya, Uncle. Ah, I thought it was going, didn't you? Look, man. Look, Mom. What's this one? There goes that tree. Any day now. Well, I think it'd be good as you swing out on it. I thought I was gonna biff that tree. Hey! Hit the tree! More tree! I look up my shorts, boy! Woo! Nothing up there. Heck, I can... What did he do to you? I swear after you.
An extra 20%. An extra 20% over the regular MCI savings.
LensCrafters make
Your top quality glasses in about an hour.
LensCrafter. Custom crafted eyeglasses in about an hour.
Thank you. What time is it?
It's Kids Day free time at Quality, Comfort, Clarion, and Sweet Hotels.
Huh?
Kids 18 and under stay free at Choice Hotels when you call 1-800-4-CHOICE and reserve a room.
It's 15 till the hour. Each year, about 8 million school-aged children and their families pack up their suitcases and they move. They have to make new friends, meet new teachers, and find their way around new neighborhoods. Well, it's tough enough for adults. It's traumatic for children. To help children cope with all of this...
Get the Principal Edge, the Principal Financial Group. National championships and money linked this year.
From the makers of balls, the syrup's in the center.
Said she had an eye on that little square all day, that day,
Somebody's in high gear. Today's Duracell batteries can even outperform the ones we made just a few years back. You can't stop.
just there with little tank tops and he started licking off the same ice cream cone.
I really don't want to hear the details.
Oh, now there you go. That's what you said you joined him. Nobody is
Sorry, Jack, you've never even been close.
in line, but they didn't fight each other.
Rubber band.
You think he's done? He's not done, are you, hon?
Let's go, Sugar.
No, he wants you to give him the rubber band.
No.
That thing's dangerous.
They'll snap your thumb.
Do it.
Don't
Shoot
do
my
it.
shoe.
Don't do it unless you want to be in trouble.
Shoot my shoe.
Revenge of the nerve.
I personally thought that she was under the impression she was going out to have fun.
I think that the accusing witness made for a very good case and had a very credible testimony.
According to World Boxing Council rules, Tyson could continue to box if he remains free while appealing his conviction. But it is up to individual states whether to license his fights. While Tyson faces the likelihood of prison, his 18-year-old victim now tries to put it all behind her. She flew home from Indianapolis today, saying that maybe she'll be ready to talk about it in public in about a week. Jim Hickey, ABC News, Indianapolis.
When we come back, tonight's American Agenda, trying to prevent sexual harassment, beginning with the children.
My dad had ulcers, so when my stomach started acting up, I was afraid to go to the doctor. But finally, I went. Was I relieved when my doctor said Mylanta? He said it was indigestion, not an ulcer, and my kind of indigestion called for a strong medicine.
Mylanta is strong medicine, strongly recommended. In fact, Mylanta is the antacid doctors recommend most.
My doctor said Mylanta.
This is dedicated to the one I love.
Deep in the cold heart of winter, you can make it warm. This Valentine's Day, remember them all with an 800 call. It's AT&T. Fast, convenient, and free. Call if you need an 800 number for flowers or candy or anything dandy.
This is dedicated to the one I love.
On the American Agenda tonight, we concentrate on the crimes that men commit against women. The case of Mike Tyson focuses much of the nation's attention again on the subject of rape, which is the ultimate form of sexual harassment. We've put this on the agenda tonight in order to look more closely at how often boys often learn at a very early age that they can harass girls and get away with it, which means that boys need to be taught differently. Our agenda reporter is Carol Simpson.
Jill Olson said it began when she was in 8th grade. The name-calling, the taunts, and unwelcome touching from boys in school. She says, like most girls, she put up with it.
I myself didn't speak out a whole lot when it would come to comments, because the few times that I did, it was like the whole classroom against me.
But when she was a senior at her Chaska, Minnesota high school, some male students circulated a sexually offensive list of 25 girls' names.
And after each girl's name, there was a short paragraph, few sentences, I guess, to a paragraph, explaining how they are. And it was very vulgar, lewd comments about these girls, including myself.
When school officials dismissed her complaint, Jill went to the Minnesota Department of Human Rights. Last fall, the state ruled that Jill's school had violated state laws prohibiting sexual harassment.
We've had a case in Chaska.
Minnesota is one of the few states which is vigorously enforcing its laws against sexual harassment in schools. The man behind the 3-year-old effort is Attorney General Hubert H. Humphrey III. Humphrey believes sexual harassment can lead to sexual violence against women.
If we don't talk, it's going to happen again and again and again, and the victims are going to be there, and the victims are real, and it really hurts.
Kenny, I said no.
He visits high schools, speaking and playing a videotape on date rape.
If we just wait until an event occurs, till a tragedy of rape or harassment occurs, then the damage is already done. We have to get in front of the problem.
Beyond the law making sexual harassment illegal in schools, Minnesota's program includes in-service training for teachers and principals, student education, and a mandatory policy in every school district. It's prominently displayed here at Stillwater High School, and it warns that after an investigation, any student or staff member found guilty of sexual harassment will be subject to reprimand, suspension, or immediate discharge. The state felt such policies were necessary after half the high school girls in Minnesota said in a survey they had been verbally or physically harassed.
The guys are lined up along the balcony, and you walk by and they say things, and sometimes they grab you.
What kinds of things might they say?
Like, ooh, look at those jugs, ooh, look at this, look at that. And you may laugh or something because you're nervous and people are looking at you and stuff, but it does bother you and affects your self-esteem.
Interviewed separately, high school boys say girls should understand.
I guess it's a man thing that when a girl has on something revealing, you have to say something about it or just look at it at least.
I'm not telling the guys that this really offends me. No, the girls don't say that.
You think they should?
But if the girl doesn't tell us that we're sexually harassing her, we're going to continue to do it.
In some schools, discussions of what constitutes sexual harassment are part of the high school curriculum.
What are you doing to change things?
Now people are realizing that they don't have to put up with what the kids are doing to each other.
School officials are moving aggressively on other fronts. In Minneapolis last week, 300 high school principals gathered at a workshop to learn to recognize sexual harassment.
You creep, I hate you!
Actors played out scenarios of harassment for the principals, and lawyers explained their liability.
CEOs get sued, principals get sued.
Based on their experience with high school boys, Minnesota officials now believe they must start earlier if they are to keep boys from growing up insensitive to the harm sexual harassment causes women. They are starting programs in the elementary and junior high schools. It's there, they say, the behavior begins. The behavior boys think is fun that girls don't think is fun at all. Carol Simpson, ABC News, Minneapolis.
On the American Agenda. We'll be back in just a moment.
There's constipation and there's constipation. Oh, yeah. When it's this bad, take it to the max. New Maximum Relief Formula X-Lax pills with 50% more X-Lax medicine for maximum relief. Oh, yeah. Take it to the max.
The guy in the new Infiniti just discovered something about his car and about himself. He just discovered that the 18-year-old adventurer who loved to drive never left. Seems he's just been snoozing for the last, 20 years. And his new Q45 just woke him up. Without acne. Infiniti makes you want to take up driving again, doesn't it?
From this day on, every Domino's pizza will be better than ever.
More melted cheese, big better toppings, and the tastier crust.
More melted cheese.
every fresh-made Domino's pizza better than ever, now and forever.
Nobody knows like Domino's. More melted cheese.
This is tasty, Uncle Ross.
Try a medium with unlimited toppings, now just $9.99.
Nighttime, one of the worst times for pain. That's why you need new Ultra Strength Bengay with more pain relievers than we've ever had. Fast relief for muscle aches and minor arthritis pain. With new Ultra Strength Bengay, you can say goodnight to your pain.
Primetime. Undercover. How cops use crooks to catch other crooks and sometimes get burned. Primetime. Thursday.
Finally, this evening from the Olympics, the story of a man who virtually demands to be noticed. It is true, of course, that every world-class athlete, even those in the most obscure sports, stands out from the crowd somewhere. ABC's Dick Schaap has come across a young American athlete who surely would stand out almost anywhere.
If playing to the camera were an Olympic sport, Christopher Bowman would be a cinch for a gold medal. The U.S. figure skating champion never met a camera he didn't like.
Hey. Hello. How are you?
His words are also calculated to get attention.
I got really schnockered. I blew it in the short program. I was just hornswoggled.
What are my chances? 1,000,000 to 1.
I certainly don't consider myself a jock whatsoever. I mean, I look in the mirror sometimes and it's like I have to hold back the tears. You have to understand, work is exactly what it is, a 4-letter word. You see a lot of athletes like belly up in the bathroom after, competitions and stuff, this type of thing, and I don't want to wind up in the straitjacket going off with the guy with the butterfly nets.
Christopher Bowman isn't crazy. He's just Bowman the Showman, or Hans Brinker from Hell, nicknames he has given himself. Bowman is an actor in press conferences, on the ice, and even on the screen. Born in Hollywood, he often appeared as a child in Little House on the Prairie. He is also a remarkable skater, a contender for a medal, but not a favorite.
If this kid ever sat down and worked for 11 months a year, nobody'd be able to...
Bowman's work ethic has never matched his play ethic.
That jump is not acceptable, right?
He is on his third coach in a year, John Nix. Nix knows that Bowman's practice sessions only hint at his ability.
Whenever those TV cameras come into the ice rink, you see a different young man. Whenever those judges are on the side, you see a different young man.
Bowman certainly is a different young man. How would he sum up his skating career?
He loved it, he did it, why? And if it's not Mexico and it's not new, why do they call it New Mexico?
Hans Brinker from Hell and Hollywood.
That would be it.
Dick Schaap, ABC News, Albertville.
And that's our report on World News Tonight. I'm Peter Jennings. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
This has been a presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC News than from any other source.
Tuesday, TV's top comics go back to high school. I am declaring today a holiday. Roseanne Arnold.
I know you guys cheat.
Bill Cosby. Burt Reynolds. Tom Arnold. And Howie Mandel. If I knew there was going to be a podium, I wouldn't have worn pants. In an all-new special. Tuesday at 10, 9 Central.
Good evening, I'm Randy Moore.
I'm Polly Van Doren. On Eyewitness News, Charles Bergwitz is remembered as a special young man by several hundred of the people who knew and loved him. The crash that took Charles' life and 15 others is being investigated again.
Pickets go up for convicted child molester Bobby Joe Stewart. And part 2 of our News Extra, River Games.
I'm Susan Highland in weather. We'll check out the chance for some freezing rain.
I'm Mike Mallory in sports. We'll have reactions to last night's verdict in the Mike Tyson trial.
Eyewitness News is next.
Hi, I'm Ken Schrader for the Tri-State Chevy Geo team. And this is the Chevy Lumina I drive at the track. This is the Chevy Lumina I drive off the track. They're both great Chevys. This Lumina was built with years of technology and engineering developed at the track. This Lumina was too. Plus, it has anti-lock brakes and a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. This is Richard. He tells me how to drive at the track. This is Ann. She tells me how to drive off the track.
And now, get $1,000 cash back on Chevy Lumina.
Tonight,
I think she has the hots for my husband.
it's a case of Monkey See,
Has Uncle Jesse been a bad boy?
Monkey Do.
Get over here.
Full House, and Bob Vila. Home repair heroes go head to head.
The best way to fix a nail hole would be use a little joint compound.
Spackle would be a better idea.
Well, I believe this round goes to Mr. Vila.
We're not keeping score, Al.
I am.
Home Improvement. Beginning tonight at 7 on Channel 7.
It's 1992, and Subway's got a deal that couldn't happen any other year. Buy a sub at the regular price, get a 6-inch sub for just 92 cents.
WTVW Evansville. This is the award-winning Eyewitness News team. Randy Moore and Polly Van Doren with the news. Susan Highland with the weather. And with sports, Mike Mallory.
If a man's worth is measured by the number who mourn him, then Charles Bergwitz was truly someone special. Good evening, I'm Randy Moore.
And I'm Polly Van Doren. Hundreds paid tribute to the life of the 22-year-old Bergwitz, who was one of 11 civilians killed in last week's C-130 crash. Kendall Cummings reports.
He had a gift of life that he offered to us, a way of living that is very special.
Charles Bergwitz was never without a smile, according to his family and friends. The 22-year-old who was killed in room 416 of the Drury Inn during last Thursday's plane crash is said to have touched the lives of everyone he met. And during the service, those who loved him came to say goodbye.
From the time I took him to church the first time until the time I took him the last, I'll never forget the smile or the hugs.
Charlie, as his friends called him, was named after his uncle, Charles Bergwitz, who died in an accident in 1966. So to the family, burying Charlie is like reliving history.
I know he's with his predecessor. He was named after my husband who had died. And I never thought I'd have to bury another Charlie, but he's in heaven. I know where he's at.
The family and friends of Charlie know they are not alone in grief, and they too are hurting by the loss of so many.
So sorry for the families of the pilot and the crew. And I just want them to know that I share their pain and their grief, and all the others that have lost someone. I share their grief.
In Evansville, Kendall Cummings, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
The bodies of the 5 crew members were all flown out of Evansville today. Each will be buried later this week.
Military personnel are continuing with their cleanup of last Thursday's crash site. Today, those crews began removing debris as well as picking up the remains of the downed C-130 cargo plane. Phase 1 of putting the environment back together also started today. Soldiers mopped up the aircraft's remaining spilled fuel.
It's routine. Anytime you have fuels or anything like that, there's no danger involved. It's just cleaning up the environment. We have damaged the environment, so we're taking necessary steps to clean it up.
Colonel Horning expects the wreckage to be completely removed from the site by Saturday. And in answer to some requests for help in dealing with the psychological impact of the crash, Deaconess Hospital is holding an open forum this Thursday, February 13th at 7 p.m. in the Deaconess Auditorium. Specialists will talk about the symptoms of distress and what effect this tragedy may have on children.
In other news, this afternoon, protesters marched in Mount Vernon, Indiana. They were demonstrating in support of convicted child molester Bobby Joe Stewart. About a dozen marchers rallied in front of the courthouse. They carried signs saying the former Mount Vernon police officer did not receive a fair trial last month. They say Stewart's all-white jury had found him guilty before the trial actually began.
The victims, they were white, and he just didn't have a chance. He was already convicted before he went in the courthouse.
Officials that stolen from the people here, they're in it to line their pockets. But if you go up for any little thing, you're guilty. If people judge them by the same way, they'd lock them up for 100 years.
Stewart is scheduled to be sentenced Friday. Last month, the 52-year-old was convicted of 2 felony counts of child molesting. U.S. Senator Dan Coats of Indiana toured Evansville's George Cook & Sons plant today. It's part of an ongoing effort to get input on ways that government can help business increase productivity. Without directly criticizing President Bush's economic plan, Coats did say the quick fix is the wrong approach.
I think we make a real mistake in thinking that all we need to do is provide a short-term stimulus so that the economy looks good by next November. That would be a mistake, and that would be counterproductive. I think it's important to step back, be honest with the American people, take the long view, and on a long view, long-term basis, tell the American people what we want to do is provide incentives to make American business and industry competitive, not just in 1992, but in 95 and in 96 and beyond.
Senator Coats also discussed the C-130 plane crash. He is a member of the Senate's Armed Services Committee. He says the question of military use of civilian airports should be addressed.
Phil Hoy, the director of the Tri-State Food Bank, filed as a candidate this afternoon in Vanderburgh County Council's election. Hoy says that although he is known for his community service work, he was raised in a business family and could handle the county's financial affairs.
Well, I think I bring my skills to the council. I think I have the ability to think through complicated situations. I certainly know I have the ability to get to the truth of a matter, and that's where I want to go with.
This campaign will run back-to-back with Hoy's unsuccessful bid for the 4th Ward seat on the City Council. Hoy is seeking one of the 3 at-large seats on the County Council.
Well, riverboat gambling is the subject of this week's News Extra.
In Part 2, reporter Greg Reswick looks into the economic pluses and minuses when Polly and I return.
When I was a boy, my mother always told me, look before you leave. It's still true, only now it's shop before you buy. If you bought your glasses anywhere other than Sun Optical, chances are you paid too much. Compare our prices to the East Side Superstores and you'll see why so many people buy their glasses at Sun Optical. They know that Sun's in-store lab and downtown location means that Sun Optical can sell for less. Shop around. Get your price in writing or bring in one of their ads. We'll beat it. Sun Optical, downtown on the Walkway.
What makes us really different makes us taste so good. Nobody does it like Ritzy.
For good food that's good for you, it's Ritzy's.
Try Ritzy's fresh, hot, steamed vegetables.
And Ritzy's Deluxe Garden Salads, just loaded with all your favorites.
Plus, delicious and nutritious grilled chicken.
Served on an oat bran bun.
For good food that's good for you.
You know where to go.
Ritzy!
Dodge Dynasty. Compare it to any luxury car you could buy, and you'll find Dodge Dynasty is a better value. Now, 1,000 cash back or 4.9 financing mean the luxurious Dodge Dynasty is the obvious value choice during the Dodge Dare to Compare Challenge. See your Dodge dealer today and compare.
What do you call a new dry flowable soybean herbicide that doesn't leak or stain like liquid trifluralin and washes off with soap and water?
I call it neat and clean.
Right, and its name is Triffic 60DF. Ask your supplier about switching. He'll understand. What do you call a new dry flowable soybean herbicide that works just like liquid trifluralin, but is easier to use?
I'd call it tried and true.
Right, and its name is Triffic 60DF. Ask your supplier about switching. He'll understand.
In the national scheme of things, Evansville is not a huge tourist attraction.
But with the riverboat gambling bill still alive in the General Assembly, some would say Evansville still has a chance to be called a vacation destination. In Part 2 of our News Extra, River Games, Greg Reswick tells us what riverboat gambling could do for tourism.
The
Quad Cities of northwest Illinois and southeast Iowa may not be that well known yet, but the area is making a name for itself as one of the first to have riverboat gambling. The President Riverboat Casino is the largest, and in less than a year of operation has attracted nearly 1 million tourists.
Of the 5 riverboats in Iowa, we have 40 to 45% of the market share. So we've done very, very well in that regard. We have attracted a very, very high number of guests, in excess of 950,000 to date. That's in a 9-month period.
All those numbers mean more people are visiting the Quad Cities and spending money. Lots of money. The president alone has generated nearly $7 million in state and local taxes for Iowa and Davenport already. But tourists also need to sleep, eat, and shop, and they're looking for someplace close by.
There is renewed interest in locating mom and pop shops closer to the riverboat gaming areas, which are very much tied to our downtown.
So riverboat gambling brings a lot of activity to the areas where it now exists, not only inside the riverboat, but outside as well. But is it a cure for areas hit by hard times? No, says the Chamber of Commerce president, but it can be part of the cure. There does need to be more, however. More manufacturing, more services, and more housing construction, just to name a few. But riverboat gambling can help bring tourism to an area, and that's what local officials here say Evansville needs.
Evansville, we got the same problem. You know, we're sitting on Main Street. You can look out there right now and you shoot a shotgun down there and you're not going to hit anybody. We've got to do something about bringing the downtown area and new jobs to Vanderburgh County and the tri-state area.
In Part 3, what about the problems? I'm Greg Greswick with the Eyewitness News Extra, River Games.
Part 3 of River Games will air tomorrow on Eyewitness News at 6.
Well, Susan is up next with word on this snow in the forecast.
Uh-oh, and later in sports, Mike Mallory with reaction to the Tyson verdict. Stay with us.
Here you planted your soybeans in some pretty trashy field, mister.
Like conservation tillage? You're going to get a lot of grasses and weeds.
No, I put down Prowl herbicide.
What about later? Broadleaves and escapes.
Yeah.
I'll post-apply Pursuit.
Oh.
Look, Prowl followed by Pursuit is perfect for conservation tillage.
Well.
You guys really don't know much about this. Do you?
Get the most powerful sequential for conservation tillage. Prowl and Pursuit.
Feel of the road, the look of the sky, the view of the world as it passes by.
The 92 Mercury Sable, now with over 200 refinements. Refinements like standard driver and available passenger side airbag, plus optional ABS brakes, a safety combination offered by no other manufacturer in its class. At your Lincoln Mercury dealer now.
All this in the quality of a Mercury.
They say knowledge is power.
They're right.
Great. Then I'm powerless.
Come on.
I'm no financial genius. How am I going to make the right decisions?
By getting the right information.
And just how am I going to do that?
Well, you do have the power to change banks.
The knowledge to make the right decision. Get the feeling at INB.
Hi, I'm Kay Morrissey. Fad diets come and go. I know, because I tried them all before I found Weight Watchers 24 years ago. Who wants to drink a shake when you can eat a nutritious meal to reduce on the Weight Watchers program? I love to eat, but I've learned that if I indulge, I'm going to bulge. There's 42 pounds out there that would love to come back, but I've learned to keep them off. Join Weight Watchers and we'll help you become the person you want to be.
Well, I think everybody's interested what the snow mention is in the forecast.
Well, it really looks like it'll be freezing rain. We'll just have to watch out for some slick roads tomorrow morning as you head out to work or out to school, because it looks like if we do have any freezing rain, that could slicken the streets. But it looks like it'll start out as rain, then as the temperature dips below freezing, we'll see some freezing rain, and then warming back up to rain for the next few days. Today's high made it up to 51 degrees, unusually warm for this time of year, more than we expected. That's because the sun peaked out, and that cold front that went through, well, it really wasn't much of a cold front, and that's why we're not expecting any type of really hazardous weather. 43 degrees was a very warm overnight low. Normally, we would see 41 and 24 for this time of year. I'm sorry, that's right. Let's take a look at the records for today. 70 back in 1938, and it was 1 degrees back in 1955. Right now outside, it's cloudy downtown and at the airport, 43 degrees at both places. The humidity is at 60%. The barometer is rising at 30.37, and we have winds coming from the north at 10 miles per hour. And the winds tell us that the cold front has gone through, although it just really wasn't much of a cold front, or at least the colder air with that is still back up to the north. It hasn't filtered down into our area just yet, and that's the reason why we're going to see mostly rain instead of freezing rain, because we still have a lot of warm air around, especially close to the surface, which we need that cold air from the top all the way down to the bottom of the atmosphere for that snow to not melt into rain. But right now you can see that we have clouds throughout the entire tri-state area, although some of these were thin for quite a while this afternoon because the sun was able to peek through and shoot us up to 51 degrees. Right now that cold front is south of the Ohio River, right across the Kentucky-Tennessee border. High pressure is up to the north. Of course, that is with the colder air, but the colder air is still around that up to the upper Midwest, and we're not expecting those frigid temperatures like they're expecting up there. It'll really get cold there tonight and then again tomorrow. Well, as we take a look at our national radar, the rain associated with that front is all down to the southwest from the tri-state area. Arkansas has seen some rain, Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas, snow up across Nebraska and South Dakota. This will continue moving this way, and we should probably see our first shot of rain early tomorrow morning. So as you head out to work, it could be rain changing over into freezing rain depending on where the temperature is. We're expecting it to dip down to 32 degrees tonight. So as you head out tomorrow, it may be freezing rain. Then by tomorrow afternoon, that low pressure is actually going to continue to feed up some warmer air, and it's going to change all of that frozen precipitation into rain. So we will have rain throughout the day on Wednesday. Our highs, as I mentioned, will start out at 32 degrees. Then we'll probably warm up into the upper 30s, but it'll be warm enough that nothing is going to be sticking around. We won't have any snow or freezing rain in the afternoon, but you can see there's where the colder air is. We are not getting any of this Arctic air down into our part of the country. Now, by Thursday, we may see some rain lingering around during the morning hours as that low pressure system pulls out, but overall, it looks like it could turn out to be a fairly good day on Thursday. We're expecting our temperatures to warm up over the next few days into the latter part of the week, but we are expecting rain in each of those days, too. We'll check out the extended forecast in just a minute, but first, let's check out what's going to happen tonight. It'll be cloudy, and we have a chance of rain or some freezing rain towards morning. So when you head out tomorrow morning, remember that. The streets, if you hit your brakes, you may be sliding a little bit, so watch out for that. The low will be 32 degrees. Winds will be from the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then for tomorrow, rain likely throughout the day. The high will be 38 degrees, so you don't have to worry about it freezing. Winds will be east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, that rain will continue. It looks kind of like a cold, wet day tomorrow. The low will be 35 degrees. And then on Thursday, mostly cloudy, a chance of rain and a high near 45. Now, here comes the good news. The good news is we're going to warm up. Look at that, 62 degrees on Saturday, high 50s. The bad news is it's going to rain, it looks like, for the next 5 days. So the good news is at least it won't be frozen, at least after tomorrow morning.
And we can't be too greedy. We've had 2 really nice days.
We really have.
Yeah. Thanks. Consumer Notebook is next.
Tonight, hot getaways for cold, wintry days when Randy and I come back.
Business is banking. Our business is people. Our business is you, an equal housing lender.
Hi, I'm Ken Schrader for the Tri-State Chevy Geo team. And this is the Chevy Lumina I drive at the track. This is the Chevy Lumina I drive off the track. They're both great Chevys. This Lumina was built with years of technology and engineering developed at the track. This Lumina was too. Plus, it has anti-lock brakes and a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. This is Richard. He tells me how to drive at the track. This is Ann. She tells me how to drive off the track.
And now, get $1,000 cash back on Chevy Lumina. This is different. Right now, buy one Arby's beef and cheddar at the regular price and get a second one for 50 cents. That's one beef and cheddar at the regular price and the second for only 50 cents. So come to Arby's or... Same. Arby's is different. Hey, different is good.
Goldie here with shopping tips for 1992. Tip number 1. Buy brand name appliances and electronics at 25 to 50% off every day at Liquidators. They're all guaranteed with full factory warranties. Tip number 2. Choose from scratch and dent, new in the carton, and factory overruns below wholesale prices. Tip number 3. Shop appliance and electronic Liquidators, Riverside Drive next to Unclaimed Freight, where everything is cheap in 92.
On Consumer Notebook this week, what's hot in terms of winter travel destinations? And the word is Caribbean cruises. Local travel agents tell us there's an overall increase in vacation travel, and this winter is no exception. But not everyone is heading south because trips to the ski slopes and to Europe are just as popular.
Last year, the airfares were a little bit lower. The airlines were doing anything they could to get people interested in traveling, and it just wasn't there. This year, the fares are fairly low, not as low as last year, but fairly low, and it really is causing a lot of interest. A lot of people are traveling to Europe.
Moore says round-trip airfare to Europe is averaging around $500 to $600.
Mike Sports is next.
We'll be right back.
Fresh pasta at the Olive Garden. All the different kinds we make and all the wonderful ways to enjoy them. Fresh at the Olive Garden Italian restaurant, where all the best of Italy is yours.
Tonight,
I think she has the hots for my husband.
it's a case of Monkey See,
Has Uncle Jesse been a bad boy?
Monkey Do.
Get over here.
Full House, and Bob Vila. Home repair heroes go head to head.
The best way to fix a nail hole would be use a little joint compound.
Spackle would be a better idea. Well, I believe this round goes to Mr. Vila.
We're not keeping score, Al.
I am.
Home Improvement. Beginning tonight at 7 on Channel 7.
And now, back to our show.
What kind of cereal is that? Kix. Is that the kind with funny flavors in them? No. These are good. Is this the marshmallow stuff? No.
Kix is a cereal with a corn crunch that kids like. And Kix is low in sugar. That's what moms like.
Kix! I guess everybody likes these Kix.
Kix, kid-tested, mother-approved.
You have a fabulous sex life. Each night is more exciting than the last. Your husband gives you absolute satisfaction. You must be dreaming. Next Donahue, if you're only fantasizing about great sex, it's your own fault. Learn how to turn your sexual fantasies into realities. The stud you've been dreaming of may have been beside you all along. Stop wishing for great sex and start enjoying it. Next Donahue.
Donahue, weekdays at 3 on Channel 7.
Well, needless to say, the Mike Tyson verdict kind of throws a wrench into the works of the heavyweight division.
That's right. One immediate consequence is that Evander Holyfield says no matter what the sentence or what kind of appeal is filed, he will not fight Tyson because he says it would just be the wrong message to let a convicted felon fight. So, and there's all kinds of reaction from the boxing world. Let's get right to it. The day after being found guilty of rape, Mike Tyson was back in court this morning. Tyson appeared for a routine probation interview. Meanwhile, as we said, the boxing world reacted in various ways to last night's verdict. I said this a while back, so I can repeat it again. The only guy who was going to lick Tyson was Tyson. He was always like a time bomb, self-destruct. I also made a crack a while back, and I said, oldest 25-year-old guy I ever saw. See, so that outside life is a tough thing to contend with.
Mike, I hate what you did, but I still love you. There's still a chance for your life. America is the home of a second and third chance. There's a lot of people in this world who's willing to give you a second chance if you want it.
I guess for us, the public, it was something that I felt that the public wanted to see, and it's sad that the public won't get a chance to see the two best men in this era. And so, I feel that the public lost out. I don't feel that I'm in anyone's shadow. I feel that,
boxing is not Mike Tyson. Boxing is not Evander Holyfield.
Remember, boxing does not get its enlistees in the debutante line at the local country club. Most sports don't. And as such, some of them turn out as beautiful citizens, Evander Holyfield, Floyd Patterson. Some don't. Mike Tyson, Sonny Liston. It's a wash.
Professional athletics has been allowed to become such a mega god that it no longer is, at a lot of times, is responsive to the basic morality that I think makes up the fabric of communities that are represented by folks like this jury.
Sentencing has been set for March 6th. The United States hockey team skated to a 2-0 victory over Germany today. Goalie Ray LeBlanc made 46 saves. It's the first Olympic shutout for the U.S. since '64, and it moves the Americans one step closer to the medal round. A little closer to home, the Department of Parks and Recreation and the Evansville Sports Park announced plans today for a consolidated softball program. The parties involved say that they're following a nationwide trend of private enterprise merging with the public sector, with the city's many softball players benefiting.
It just brings everything under one umbrella, and in so doing, it allows us to offer softball league play to more people than we've been able to offer to in the past because of this merger. It allows us to offer a larger format of play and a longer season of play. It allows the Evansville Sports Park, which is a tremendous facility for our area, the opportunity to run tournaments and do the things that will provide a very positive economic impact. And at the same time, the Parks Department, the program that we have offered, will be running the softball programs that both of us ran in the past.
The season begins this year on March 29th with the Early Bird Leagues, and before the fall seasons are complete, Wren expects some 1,200 softball teams to participate. Last week's loss at Ashland has knocked the Kentucky Wesleyan Panthers down in the latest Division II rankings. The Panthers down to number 14 after they were number 8 last week. California out of Pennsylvania continues to lead the way, followed by Jacksonville State and Virginia Union. Ashland, the team that knocked the Panthers out, or knocked them down anyway, is now number 20. Now in the Great Lakes region, Wesleyan also losing their number 1 ranking. Wayne State takes over. The Panthers drop to number 2, followed by Ashland. Lots of good high school action scheduled for tonight. We'll have scores and highlights for you tonight at 10.
Look forward to it. Thanks a lot. Coming up on Eyewitness News Nightside at 10, a memorial service for friends and family of the 9 plumbing and industrial supply employees who died in the C-130 crash. We'll get more information to the guilty verdict in that Mike Tyson rape trial. And here's a question for you. Is coffee heart healthy? Well, a new report is out. We'll have that for you. Join us again tonight at 10. Could get a little dicey, you say, tomorrow.
That's right. As you head out tomorrow morning, looks like there could be a chance of freezing rain, but then it's going to change over into rain for the next couple of days. So tomorrow morning is the only thing you need to watch out for.
Okay. That's our 6 o'clock report. We're glad you joined us. We'll see you back here at 10 for Nightside.
Good night.
Does the sniffling and sneezing that's keeping you up at night tell you your cold pill isn't doing all it should? Does your coughing and sore throat give you the feeling those tiny time pills aren't so advanced? Then it's time to try the new NyQuil Liquid Cap. It has the relief you expect of liquid medicines for coughs and sore throats, plus relief for sneezing and congestion. The Vicks NyQuil Liquid Cap. The very first nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, sore throat, fever, so you can rest. Liquid Cap.
Hi, I'm Ken Schrader for the Tri-State Chevy Geo team. And this is the Chevy Lumina I drive at the track. This is the Chevy Lumina I drive off the track. They're both great Chevys. This Lumina was built with years of technology and engineering developed at the track. This Lumina anti-lock brakes and a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. This is Richard. He tells me how to drive at the track. This is Ann. She tells me how to drive off the track.
And now, get $1,000 cash back on Chevy Lumina. tonight.
I think she has the hots for my husband.
It's a case of Monkey See,
Has Uncle Jesse been a bad boy?
Monkey Do.
Get over here.
Full House, and Bob Vila. Home repair heroes go head to head.
The best way to fix a nail hole would be use a little joint compound.
Spackle would be a better idea.
Well, I believe this round goes to Mr. Vila.
We're not keeping score, Al.
I am.
Home Improvement. Beginning tonight at 7 on Channel 7.
To Hook's Drugstores for a sweetheart of a deal on Valentine's Day gifts from American Greetings, including cards and candles, gift bags, and plush toys. And right now, get this pretty pair of earrings free with any $5 American Greetings purchase. Valentine's savings are just around the corner this week at Hook's.
Call the new weather line from Channel 7, 464-9211.
Like back pain in 5 seconds.
I had headaches that last from 24 to 36 hours.
Stop a headache in 60 seconds.
All of a sudden it comes on and you go ow, 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 and you rub your leg. And
stop leg pain in 30 seconds.
When I get this pain in my knee, it can last anywhere from 2 to 3 hours.
When you're in pain, it seems to take forever to get that pain to go away. That's why we asked over 500 doctors to tell us the absolute fastest ways to stop pain and heal everything from colds to allergies, fatigue, and even stress. All their answers are right here in High Speed Healing from the editors of Prevention Magazine Health Books. I'm Bill Gottlieb, Editor-in-Chief. Now you can learn how to relieve an asthma attack in 10 seconds, stop bleeding in 3 minutes, unstuff a stuffy nose in 5 seconds or less, all in High Speed Healing. Over 550 pages, more than 1,500 of the fastest, most effective remedies for lasting relief. Doctor-approved shortcuts that will help you feel better in no time flat.
Call now for High Speed Healing. Try it absolutely free for 21 days. That's 3 full weeks to learn how fast these quick remedies can help you. Then, if you choose to keep it, pay just 3 easy installments of $9.99.
And as a free gift, you'll get Prevention's Guide to Symptoms. Almost 50 pages of easy-to-understand information that tells you what symptoms mean, what you can do about them, and when to see a doctor.
Remember, you can try High Speed Healing free for 21 days, and the free Guide to Symptoms is yours to keep. So call now.
When I get a toothache, the pain feels like it's going to last forever. It just throbs and throbs.
Stop a toothache in 7 minutes. Sore throat pain in 30 seconds. Knee pain.
Call 1-800-826-0800. 1-800-826-0800.
Don't lock up. Still time to grab a burger?
Are you kidding? Come in.
Don't go to any trouble.
Oh, no trouble at all. We'll fix you a burger you'll never forget. Let's see, 1/4 pound of pure beef, cheese. You like smoked bacon?
Oh, yeah. How about barbecue sauce?
You got it.
All right.
And I'll call it the McJordan Special.
Listen, Michael, don't tell anyone about this, okay? Otherwise, everyone's gonna want one.
The McJordan Special for a limited time only at McDonald's.
Sore throats and colds are nothing new around here. Neither are the ways my people get rid of them. My dad gets a scratchy throat and he holds 2 yak horns over his head for 8 hours. Me? I take a Luden's throat drop. No problem. My uncle gets a nasty cough, nasal congestion. He throws 100 snowballs over his left shoulder. I take a Luden's Helps with menthol vapor relief. Hey, I can breathe.
Luden's, the legend that works.
This Valentine's Day, give someone special something special. The Valentine Bouquet from Zeidler's. At only $19.95 cash and carry, Zeidler's Valentine Bouquet really says I love you in a beautiful way. The lovely designer ceramic vase is filled with a stylish array of beautiful flowers. Show your love this Valentine's Day in the best way there is. The Zeidler's Valentine Bouquet. Only $19.95 cash and carry and only from Zeidler's. All you add is love.
When she was 7, she discovered she had a talent. When she was 9, she knew she had a gift. A gift Coca-Cola supports by sponsoring national Olympic teams in 154 countries around the world. A gift we celebrate as the Olympic spirit.
Can't beat the real thing.
what's weird for me? I look at you, and a lot of you were not even born yet. You were just like a gleam in your mother's eye. Some of you were maybe just that crusty stuff in the corner of it. Wow. 20 years ago when I attended here, it was a morning like this, and it's snowing outside. It's like 20 below zero. And for some reason, they always scheduled my swim class first. I know as you wade through snowdrifts, the first thing I feel like doing is, let's go swimming. And I'd have 40 minutes for a period. Is that how long a period is now? No. An hour. Wow. When I was a boy, we only had 40 minutes to get an education. But I had 40 minutes to change into a swimsuit, dive into the pool, learn. We actually had a canoe in the pool. I don't know if any faculty... Do you have canoeing? They taught canoeing in this pool here. They taught canoeing. What do you learn from going one stroke, bang, one stroke, bang? I know it sounds funny, but it comes in handy each and every day. I think the last thing I did at this school was I got a contracting firm to put bids on and putting an addition onto the library. Now don't applaud that because apparently, and I went ahead of you and I found out students do not have the authority to do that. So don't do that. So apparently I was getting bids, and the principal went out at that time and asked what they were doing, and they said, we're bidding on the addition to the library. And they said, who authorized that? And they said, Howie Mandel. They called me down to the office. They called my parents in, and we all sat there very seriously while the principal told my parents that I was trying to put an addition onto the library. And my parents just sat there and went, we told him never to do that. Ah, memories. Yes, sir.
Okay, I've been in school for like 7 years.
You're in high school and you've been in school for 7 years, so then you're gifted.
Here to go, man. I'm
that
no
means
dummy.
You skipped a couple of years. Oh, you've been here in high school?
For like 7 years.
For 7 years. So you're just standing up in front of all these people just to say, hi, I'm stupid.
I'm just saying.
What, do you have one particular problem? Is there one area that you have a problem with?
Well, not really.
I would imagine it's communication. Yes. Are you a student here?
Yes.
Yes, you are?
Yes.
Well, you've been here longer than Dave. See, Dave? It's not so bad. Where are you from, ma'am?
I am from Russia.
You're from Russia? And you're here, you've just been here how long?
I live here 1 year.
1 year?
Yes.
So you're coming to Northview to,
yes.
You're studying English?
Studying English, yes.
Well, you're doing very well.
Yes.
Keep up the good work. Welcome to Canada. Yes.
Do the voice from Bobby's World.
You know what I used to do? I can do it for you. But you know what? The voice originally used to get me in a lot of trouble. I used to sit in the back of classes, and there was a movie called The Fly, which came out then. And I used to sit in the back of class and yell, help me! Help me! And watch supply teachers just, where's that?
Now it's my job.
Yes, ma'am?
I just want to say welcome to Northview.
You want to say welcome, North? Well, good to be back. Thank you. And I want to say, thank you to everybody. I know that, for the students, this is, it's fun to come and disturb the curriculum. But the staff and faculty and the students, you've all been great. It was scary for me to come back, but you guys have made it like a fun, wonderful thing. And this was a good time. Thank you. Day. Thanks for having me. Before I go, thanks. That's pretty. I hate when that happens. When you're trying to even out your sideburns.
Yeah, I know.
And just keep screwing up. But listen, they'll grow back. You don't worry about that. All right. Anyways, thanks. So you guys you're out for the day, huh?
Yes. Yep.
Where should we go? Let's go bowling.
We'll be back with Burt Reynolds, Bill Cosby, and coming up next, Roseanne and Tom Arnold.
Doctors have prescribed Monistat for years. It's what I used whenever I had a yeast infection. Monistat is a name you trust. But recently I've seen other products in the store, and I wanted to double check, so I called my doctor. My doctor said Monistat is still the right cure for me. That's all I had to hear.
For years, doctors have prescribed Monistat 7 nearly 4-to-1 over the next competitor's product.
Monistat works. It's the cure I trust.
Trust the cure you know. Monistat 7.
So I saw this detergent with bleach alternative, and I wondered how it compared to my Clorox 2 on colored loads. So I pulled out the twins' dirty shirts. I washed this one in detergent with bleach alternative, and this one in Clorox 2 and my regular detergent. And look, the shirt washed in Clorox 2 is cleaner and brighter. I think I'll stay with my Clorox 2. Clorox 2 Color Safe Bleach. Gets clothes clean and bright.
From the frigid North Atlantic to the treacherous waters off New Zealand, from oceans all over the world, comes Red Lobster's World of Lobster. Now succulent rock lobster, petite deep sea lobster, sweet Maine lobster, in delicious combinations and at special prices you'll think the world of. Hurry in now, because this spectacular event ends soon. Red Lobster's World of Lobster.
An ABC News Brief. Now from Washington, Ted Koppel.
Good evening. President Bush today ordered manufacturers to phase out production of ozone-damaging chemicals 5 years sooner than originally planned. Production of the chemicals now must be halted by 1995. And boxer Mike Tyson was back in court today for a routine probation interview, a day after being found guilty of raping a beauty contestant. Later on Nightline, is the U.S. trying to overthrow Saddam Hussein?
Friday, laugh with the one you love.
No fear, Cupid's here.
It's an Urkel Valentine.
You're not like any girl I've ever known. Thank you.
You're special.
Oh, please.
Can Laura resist Cupid's arrow on Family Matters? Then
Come on, girls, hurry up.
Cody and JT get dragged into an all-girl band.
This is a sad day for the Lambert men.
What are you talking about? I'm still one of the guys.
Step by step.
Hey, dude, my boob's straight, man.
And James and Maggie help cater a special dinner party.
Stop hitting on the help, both of you.
So hard to find good help these days. Baby talk. And Annie's scared of the Cookie Monster.
I'm not going to bed without protection.
From the mouths of babes.
It's Billy on a special Valentine Friday. Now back to school with Roseanne and Tom Arnold.
East High School in Salt Lake City, Utah, my alma mater.
Honey, I thought we were going to my school, Ottumwa High, in fabulous Ottumwa, Iowa.
Why don't we just stay here in L.A. and go to Jennifer's school? We've got carpool anyway.
Yeah, you're probably right. Good idea.
You know, I want to take you girls aside so that we could have this private talk, okay?
Guys, I brought you here because I want to talk to you man to man.
Now, if you read the papers, you know that I've made about every mistake that, you know, in the book. So I figured you could learn from my mistakes, and then you'll all have perfect lives.
I'm going to give you some information that's going to change your life.
You know that nerd in school that nobody talks to? you know, he is actually the coolest guy in the school.
You know, Rosie's the greatest, but you got to understand, it took me my entire life to find her.
Don't you hate those guys that hound you?
You know, when you find her, you got to let her know that you're interested.
They just won't leave you alone. It's so pathetic.
Call her up, send her flowers, join every club she's in, move your locker next to hers.
You just want to say, get away from me and get a life or something.
You know, persistence is the key. And believe me, I understand women.
You know, being a woman is not about sex. It's about having a loving, nurturing spirit. I'm sure Tom's in there telling the boys right now what it means to be a man. You know how you have to be mature and responsible.
So I'd advise against getting a tattoo until you get much older, because any tattoo you get now is just going to go out of style, and you don't want to be 40 years old and have a tattoo that says, "Ice, ice, baby." Arrive! I cannot be beaten. Who's next? Come on!
Do you think men are going to solve the problems of this world honestly, do you? No! Well, of course not.
I can take you all at once! I am invincible!
I know that a lot of you girls really don't know how to say no in the proper way to a guy when he's pressuring you to, you know, fool around. So, I'd like to pass this on to you. Here's a really good line that you could use that I found really works. Okay, you just say, well, I would like to do it with you, but my father is a Green Beret, and if you ever found out, you know, he would pull the bones out of your body and carve them into tools and then build a Jeep, and then he would drive the Jeep over your boneless carcass.
Slammer! All right.
Tom, are you ready?
So, in conclusion, the truth lies not in your soul, but in yourselves. Yeah, I'm about done here, honey. See you guys later.
So how'd it go?
Super. Those kids, you know, they're real mature, good listeners. I think they're going to be all right.
Most of you probably know me as Jennifer's mom. You know, when ABC called us and asked us to do this, we immediately said yes, because as you know, we are physically incapable of turning down any offer to appear on television. And because I guess this is sort of important. I don't want you to listen to me because I'm on some TV show, okay? I want you to listen to me because I'm on the #1 television show in the country. Now, I don't know if I'm the right person to tell you that if you drop out of school, you're not going to succeed, because I never graduated from high school, and look at me, I'm doing pretty good. But I learned all my lessons the hard way. Instead of going to school, I had a baby when I was 17, then I got hit by a car, and I spent about a year in a mental institution. So you can do that or graduate from school. I mean, you know, it worked for me. I just don't know if it'll work for you. Well, I really regret not getting an education, and, you know, I've spent a lot of time trying to catch up. And you've got a great opportunity, so you shouldn't waste it. Don't cut class. It's a bad habit to get into because you can't cut life. How would you feel if you turned on the television and the announcer said, Roseanne will not be seen tonight because she's playing Mario Brothers at 7-Eleven? And don't cheat either. I know you guys cheat. As like I said before, you know, you can't cheat life. I can't copy my scripts from Major Dad. And if I did, you know, my show would really bite. But there's just no reason to cheat because school is not that hard, you know. Oh, you think you have a lot of homework now. Well, just wait till you get out of school. I have more homework now than I ever had when I was your age. You kids haven't made. Life is hard, so just, you know, take my advice and stay in school as long as you can. As long as you can. Like when you graduate from high school, then go to college, you know, and take as many classes as you can, and then right when you're about ready to graduate, switch majors, you know, and then like do that several times, and then when you finally graduate, just start working on your master's, and then repeat the whole program, and then start working on your PhD, and you know, that could take decades. You know why you should stay in school? Because you're smart. I'm so sick of people underestimating, you know, your age group and going, no, we can't have condom commercials because kids can't handle it. You know, meanwhile, you're all sitting home watching Love Connection and Studs, you know. If your parents had any idea how much you already know, they'd never let you leave the house. Why never let Jenny go anywhere? But in case there's any confusion, let me lay it out for you. Really, this is how it is these days. If you have sex, you might die, period. If you're not safe. And it's not worth the risk. And anyways, you know, sex isn't even that great, is it, honey?
That's right, honey.
But you know what? Life is hard and you have to deal with it. And you have to do something about it. And we see so many horrible images on television, it's hard not to become desensitized, you know. Remember the first time that you saw that video of the Rodney King beating? You were like really shocked. You were like, oh my God, this is horrible. I can't believe this. And then after about 400 viewings, you're not shocked anymore at all. It doesn't even bother you, you know. You're watching it at dinner, chomping on a big old turkey leg, saying, you know, you're sitting there, wow, that camera shoots really good at night. That picture is so clear. Our camera doesn't shoot that clear. What's he using, a Sony or a Toshiba? You you cannot lose your compassion and stay a human being. You can't forget that what happened to Rodney King really hurt. And if we stop feeling, we won't even try to make things better. So I think you should stay in school and enjoy learning and try to be open to your feelings and to feeling and care enough to make a difference. Thank you. Here is the man who controls my every move. Tom Arnold.
Thank you. I think most of you know my story. I'm from Iowa. I worked in a meatpacking plant. I married a famous woman, and now I get a lot of jobs. When I was a kid, phys ed was my favorite class. And you know what? I never washed my gym clothes the entire time I was in high school. But nobody wanted to tackle me on the football field. It was great. You kids cut phys ed, but one day you're going to graduate and you're going to find yourself paid a fortune to go to some health spa, and you've got all the equipment right here, and it's free. In fact, Rosie and I are buying this school because it's cheaper than going to our gym. We're going to change the name to the Westview Holiday Spa, and we're going to fire everybody except Coach Miller because somebody's got to pick up the towels. School government is fun, and I just happened to meet your student body president. It's quite sad, actually. She's going to jail for funneling some of the money from the chocolate drive to the Contras, and we're very upset about that. The vice president, who's vice president? Better keep the hat on with that hair. At least they cut right around the hat. That's the nice part. The vice president actually is very important, and you might not know this, but the vice president of your school has more power than Dan Quayle. But I have to be honest with you. When I was a kid, some guy like me came to our school and told us we could change the world, and we did. We ruined it. He wasn't specific, but I'm going to be specific to you guys. I want you to make the world a better place. Get a good education, and if you can't make it a better place, try not to screw it up, make it any worse for anybody else. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Coming up, Burt Reynolds. But first, Bill Cosby goes back to school.
We are the only school song in the world that doesn't start out with dun 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 dun.
Class clown!
The future belongs to the young, but its promise rests in all our hands today. At SeaWorld and Busch Gardens, we're working for a brighter tomorrow. By establishing the Busch Wildlife Preserve and the SeaWorld Research Institute, we're moving to preserve that which has been given to us in trust. At Anheuser-Busch, we realize if we're to make way for the generations to come, we must all work to preserve what we have today.
I like a really big, round burger.
And I like them really, really thick.
You're gonna have a baseball.
Smells come up and the juices drip down. I can almost hear it.
By the sound, just by the sound, then I know it's ready.
Whoa.
Wait.
It's not done.
Done. It's done.
No, it's done.
A1. It's how burgers are.
Perfect.
Done.
Wednesday, it's compelling.
Your parents, among other things, are anti-Semitic. They don't want this marriage to happen.
What do we do?
I think you ought to tell your parents to take a flying flip.
Thought-provoking.
You got any more recommendations about the way we should live our lives?
It entertains and delights.
I fed Cameron, I bathed Cameron, now I'm supposed to just walk away from him?
I can make Cameron a ward of the court and put him in a temporary care facility.
No.
Or I can put him with Mr. Howell.
Civil Wars, Wednesday at 10, 9 Central.
Is that all right with you, Cameron?
Before the world discovered Indiana Jones, a young Indiana Jones discovered the world. For him, just growing up...
This is Miss Prentice.
...was the greatest adventure of all.
Henry was a remarkable boy and shows every sign of growing up to be a remarkable man.
Do you love me?
Question is, do you love me?
I couldn't help myself, Nadia.
Coming Wednesday, March 4th to ABC...
You in a moment.
You've heard about the risks of breast implants. Now, Chris Wallace asked the manufacturers